Hi class, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to shoot you a quick video this week to kind of give you your work smarter, not harder tips through a video instead of a typed message this time. So if you would, take a look at the announcements tab. You should have gotten an email about this and seen this midpoint message that I sent out a few days ago, and it'll stay here for a few more days. Be sure and do the very important things that it says here. I'm talking about doing the individual work and the group work and that sort of thing. I'll go over that in a second. But be sure that you click on the course schedule spreadsheet. You should have already seen this 100 times by now. I know you can't tell that it opened another tab, but it opened a new tab for me. This is the document that you're going to use every day to every week, every lesson, to double check and make sure you're doing all your work. So right now we're in lesson 2. So that's right here. So the initial post to your discussion inside of Blackboard in lesson 2 is due Friday, February 15th at noon. Okay, that gives you guys time to read each other's replies and do your final reply by to your 2 peers at least. And everybody did a great job with this last week. By noon on Monday, February the 18th. Also, you have 2 quizzes due this week and the chapter exercise for lesson 2, which covers 2 different questions. And then the assignments for the group formation, scope, etc. That'll be coming across in lesson 2. So that is all due at noon on Monday. So that's where we go. Sorry that our in-person class did not work out due to the weather. But we will still try to meet again at the end of the course. Okay, so let's go back to the announcement. And basically with your group work, you guys should right now be meeting with your team and working on your group assignment. Okay, so be sure to be doing that right now. If you have not reached out to your team members or if they've not responded, please try to respond, and I'll talk more about how to do that in just a second. For your individual work, you should be doing these things. Okay, I'm not going to go through it step by step, but come back in here and take a look at it. These are all of the things you need to be doing for your individual work. So you do have a discussion in lesson 2 inside of Blackboard that's due for your individual work. Now there is a discussion area for your group work, which we'll talk about in a second, but that is not the same thing. This is the actual discussion question in lesson 2. Okay, then just go ahead and do all of the rest of these things. All right, so now let's take a look. If you click over here on groups, and I'm in what's called student preview mode, so unfortunately it's not going to work for me, but I did get into preview mode earlier and enrolled myself temporarily in a group, but I didn't want to mess you guys up, so I took this screenshot. So I did get into a group, and basically if you click on groups over here on the left hand side, then over here on the right side, once you've entered your group, it'll list the people's names. In this case, it's called me preview user because, again, I'm in student preview mode, which is a special thing that teachers can do inside of Blackboard. But inside of here, I wanted to make sure you guys know, whoops, sorry, that went full screen. I didn't mean for it to. I want to make sure you guys realize that you can come in here and there's a file exchange area, there's a blog, there's a discussion board. You can do journals, you can delegate tasks out to each other, send emails. And then there's just the assignment links for all of the assignments for group work from every lesson 2 through 8, okay? So be sure and take advantage of that. One more example that I have is a group discussion board. So let me pull that picture across. I changed the names and the faces to protect the innocent, so to speak. But this is an example of a discussion thread inside of a group. Okay, so again, let me pull this back across. Inside of your group discussion board right here, this is this little micro discussion, if you want to call it that, and you guys can exchange your information and talk just with the people in your group. Please do not confuse that with the posts for your classroom discussion that's in lesson 2. Okay, that's over here in unit lessons. And then we'll go into lesson 2, and it'll be the same thing in every lesson 3 through 8 as we continue to move forward. So we talk about this, so you'll scroll down, and this is the lesson 2 discussion. So you always want to come here to do your classroom discussion that's part of your individual work. Okay, I hope that's not too confusing, but there are different discussions that you have going on, just like at work. You have different discussions and different meetings and things like that going on. So this is, maybe I'll change the name of this next time I teach the class to, this is your classroom discussion. So this is your lesson 2 discussion. So you're going to be doing the same thing like you did before in lesson 1. Post your initial thoughts and then required to post to 2 peers over the weekend. And this is the question that you're going to be answering. Okay, it came originally out of chapter 4. I tweaked it a little bit, but that's what you need to do. Okay, then you'll be doing your chapter exercises on your own, and you'll be taking your quick quizzes on your own. Okay, the group work will be set up after that. And you don't see the group work on my screen because I'm not enrolled in a group as this preview user. Okay, so sorry if that sounds a little bit confusing. I try to make it as straightforward as possible. So again, come back to the announcement. That should tell you what you should be doing for your group work up here, what you should be doing for your individual work down there. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me, and we could set up a Zoom appointment if you feel like you need an individual meeting. Okay? Thank you guys very much. Continue doing a great job, and we'll talk to you soon.